you were enrolled with us in our GRE program, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you are basically from Ahmedabad. You enrolled with us in our Ahmedabad center. Am I right?
Yes.
The first question which I would want to know from you is, so when did you decide to take the exam, and like how did you decide that you should be going abroad and study?
I'm doing B in computer engineering. So I was in my final year and I was pretty confused what I wanted to do. I had a few options and I always had this notion of pursuing my master's studies. And I did some analysis regarding masters in India and abroad and everything. And I approached a lot of people who have actually experience in this field or someone who have actually pursued their masters abroad and even masters here. And from all of that, I decided that it would be really great if I pursue my masters abroad. That's when I decided to go abroad for higher studies. So I started gathering information about what would be the procedure, what will the steps are necessary for me to take. And I found out that the first and foremost step would be to take my exams, like GRE and IELTS exams. I decided that I'll just start with my GRE and IELTS and then I'll proceed further. And I was also informed about profile building, which would just happen simultaneously. But I decided I'll just complete the first step first, which would be to take the GRE and IELTS exam.
How did you came to know about Jamboree before joining it?
So me and my friends, actually, I enrolled along with two of my other friends, and we were hunting for classes around in Ahmedabad or whichever would be the good classes. So we even did some demo sessions with a lot of classes, and uh, then I also ran the classes at Jamboree, and I really liked it, the whole teaching methods and everything. And I remember in my demo lecture for Quant and Verbal, the Quant faculty, he introduced some really neat tricks for mathematics, and I was really impressed by that. I decided to enroll with Jamboree along with my friends.
Okay. So, congratulations on your score. Like you have got 326 is your overall score in GRE. So, just let me know your breakup of your.
So I scored 164 in Quant, 162 in Verbal, and my AWS score was 5.
So, how much time did it take you to prepare for the GRE?
Started around January or something with a full-time internship. So my final semester, I had a full-time internship, and I started my preparation for GRE simultaneously. And after my graduation, I took like a month off for dedicated preparation for GRE. And then I appeared for it on 31st May. So I would say 3-4 months of dedicated preparation.
So how did you balance your studies?
I used to wake up at 5 in the morning and like I would get 3-4 hours before I had to go to the internship. So I would prepare something in those 3-4 hours. I would just start the basic preparation. And after my internship ended, I took like a full month for dedicated GRE preparation. And I was only following the portal and everything. The Jamboree portal is really nicely organized and the whole breakdown and everything is really organized. So it was very helpful. I simply followed the schedule which the portal generated for me.
Did you take our offline classes or just the live online classes?
So when I started, it was online because of the whole COVID situation. And after like 3-4 sessions, the things started getting better here. So I requested for offline classes. So like last few maybe more than half of my lectures were offline at the center.
How was your experience related to the offline classes, right? Because majority of the classes you took at the center only.
It was really good experience, and my faculties could really focus on our whatever we were studying, and they could actually understand what was my weak points, what would be my strong point, where I should improve, and I got really nice feedback then and there itself. So after my classes got over, it was mainly I was following the portal. So in the last month, all I did was giving tests and then analyzing and everything. So my teacher taught me one very important thing was that you can give tests, any number of tests, but what is important is to analyze your result after the test, because you can just go on and on give so many tests, but if you don't know where you are lacking or if you repeat the same kind of mistakes, then it would not be worth it. So from the center, whenever I gave tests, I contacted my faculty. Like whenever the moment I booked my exam, I contacted both my faculties and they came up with a customized study plan. So I told them what my situation was, where I was standing, and where I wanted to reach. So they guided me accordingly, and they told me that I should, in this much stretch of time, I should do this much stuff and everything. And whenever I gave tests and I had doubts, I immediately contacted them, and they cleared all my queries.
So it can be a quick tip for the other students also who are planning to start up with their preparation, that whenever you take your test, do discuss it with the faculty. A proper evaluation preparation should be done with the faculty.
Yes,
Right?
analysis is very important.
Yeah,
Like
because
you should make sure to not make the same mistake again and again.
what kind of resources did you use when you were preparing yourself for GRE?
When I gave my first ETS test, I did find out that all those lists which Jamboree gave us, it was really sufficient. Because it was not like a lot of my friends had told me that no matter how many words you learn, it will all be very different in ETS exam, in the actual GRE exam. But when I actually appeared for my first mock, I saw lots of familiar words. All those words, they were already available in the Jamboree material. And same for maths. Like maths, you can never really say like sums can never repeat. There'll always be some new problem. It's all about concepts. So whatever concepts were taught, they were really sufficient for me. And for maths, I had actually not done anything other than the Jamboree material, just that much. Hadn't even done ETS for the maths. I was told from the center itself. My faculties also told me that the GRE, the mock from Jamboree, they would be a few notches higher than the actual GRE test. So I was kind of a bit prepared, and I only hoped for to cross just 300 in my first mock. So in my first mock, I scored 305, and I was kind of really disheartened to have this. So I only gave 6 mock, and my score was ranging from 313 to 324. The highest I got in mock was 324 in the Jamboree mock.
Okay, so we can say that Jamboree marks are quite higher, quite higher difficulty level, so that students fare very well in their examination. So that's a really good improvement which we can see in your score. So 3-4 things which you would never forget while your overall journey of the test preparation with GRE with Jamboree.
Okay, so first thing was that follow whatever is told. Like trust them and follow whatever is told. Like you might get a bit skeptic here and there, but just follow it properly. Because from my experience, I would say whatever was told to me, I did follow it religiously, and it really works. Like whenever experts are giving us some guidance, then you have to trust that and you have to follow it religiously. Then you'll definitely get results. And another thing was importance of planning. Like I also by myself also I have this trait of planning everything out, and sometimes I have this tendency to plan everything very meticulously and something really idealistically, which is not practical to follow. So whatever planning you do, it has to be practical. I'll just share some moment with my verbal faculty. So we were talking about the test. We have sectional test for verbals. So I had this tendency that I'll do everything, I'll cover everything. I have this perfectionist mindset that I have to do everything properly, everything. So my faculty told me that you don't have to give all the tests. You have to give just a few tests, say 4 or 5 tests, but just make sure that you have a consistent score in those tests. And I was adamant, like, no, I'm going to give all the tests, but I didn't even have time to do all of those. So whatever she told, it was perfect. Like I think I gave only 10 sectional tests and 10 of each of the SC test and RC test and everything. So planning and realistic planning is very important. And another thing is time management, of course. That is the exam is about. I remember my maths faculty told me that what you know is not very important. Like you can know all the differentiation and all sort of high level maths. But GRE doesn't test you on that. It tests your promptness, like how quickly you can, and your intuition, your presence of mind. That's what GRE tests. And you can definitely you can solve a lot of sums, but you have to do it in the given time bound. Like you're restricted with all the time and everything. So time management is very important. Like you should know when to stop and where you have to cut corners, and it's very important. All those strategies.
Any other specific advice which you want to give to us, the future students who plan to start with their GRE preparation and who are planning to take the exam in very near future?
Okay, so what I'm saying, it's not something new, definitely, because oftentimes the profound things, they are very simple. You just have to grasp them. So I would say consistency is very important. Like stick to it. I'm saying from my personal experience, I had lost consistency very lot of times because of my college work and everything. So let's suppose there was given a book. We have a green book. They say it's a green book for math. So we have to complete the green book, then we have to move to the advanced point. So I had actually completed the whole green book for math. But then my exams came and everything, a lot of interruptions were there. So I lost touch with it. And after like a month or two, when I picked it up again, it was all very new to me. So I had to start from scratch. So it's very important to maintain consistency. Like whatever you do, just be very consistent with it. There might be days where you'll be really tired. You might want to skip on something and I'll do it tomorrow. But if that continues, then you'll lose consistency. So just try to keep in touch with the material. Like, even if you're tired some days and you might feel like slacking off, just at least go through the formula sheets or just, revise the words or revise the keywords for verbal. Just try to keep in touch with the material, and consistency is really important. Yeah, and another thing is analysis. Just whatever you're doing, be sure to analyze everything.
Good luck for your future. Good luck with your admissions.
Thank you so much.